welcome back to the channel that knows nothing. I am Gem, and let's get to it. So today we are doing the name book tag. Woohoo! If you don't know what the name book tag entails, it is basically choosing book titles that line up with your name. And so we are going to use Gem is here as my name to line up different book titles. Hopefully when I start doing it, it'll make sense. If my explanation made no sense whatsoever. So I'll start with Gem because that seems like a good place to start. Why would I start at the end? I don't know. Anyway, so the book that I chose for J is Just Macbeth by Andy Griffiths and illustrated by Terry Denton. This is one of my favorite books of all time, even though it is a kid's book. But pretty much it was one of my favorite books when I was a kid, and it is still on my bookshelf to this day, and that is because I love Shakespeare and it makes Shakespeare funny. Because kids don't like reading. I was one of those kids because I am dyslexic, so I didn't love reading. And also, do you know how hard it is to find a book that starts with J? It's almost impossible. But hey, go on. The book that I chose for E in Gem is Eve and Adam by Michael Grant and Catherine Applegate. This is a trashy little book, but it is also quite good in the way of subversion to what is actually going on. I won't give too much away, but look how cool this cover is, and I'm just realizing this guy wrote Gone. Why am I stupid? For the M in Gem, does that rhyme? No. I decided to go with Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. This was one of my favorite trilogies when I was in year 8. It really got me into reading more than ever before. For the I in Is, I decided to go with I Am Juliet by Jackie French. This book I read in like a day because I loved it so much, and now I have no idea what really happened in it. Not because I read it too fast, but because it's been a while since I read it. But Jackie French is an amazing author, and she's doing like a series of Shakespeare stuff. She has done one on Ophelia, and she has done one on the Three Witches in Macbeth, so it's a series, but this one I remember loving the most because it was a little bit gay. But yeah, next. For the S, I decided to go with Spark by Rachel Kroll. This was a book that I read quite a long time ago, and me and my friends compared notes on it because we thought it was a good book. Well, I thought it was a good book. I really don't remember what you thought, Claire. It's been that long. Anyway, I remember really liking it, but thought it was trash. But you know, that's what most books are these days. Moving on to here, I decided for H that I would go with the most mainstream book that I have on my shelf, and you should probably know what it is, and if you don't, I'm sad for you. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire! Because do you know how hard it is to find books that start with like letters and you don't want to pick the same books that you did for other tags? It is exhausting. Next up, I have Eve of Man for E by G and Tom Fletcher. This is actually a quite interesting read. It is about how there is one woman left on Earth and men are coming to woo her. But not really that. I wish it was that, but it's pretty much she is imprisoned and feeling pretty crap about how she is the last woman on Earth, and everything is falling on her shoulders, like humanity, and she is in love with someone she shouldn't be in love with. And you know, you think it's gay, but it's not. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. Mysterious. Next up for R, I decided to go with Reboot by Amy Tintorera. This is one of my favorite young adult books out there. It's not praised enough. It is amazing. Second one, not so much, but we don't talk about that. This one was actually recommended to me by one of my tutors that I had when I was about 16, 17-year-old, and we were just bonding over books all the time. Anyway, and this is the one that she recommended to me. I will never forget her. She is amazing. Love you, Asha. If you're out there, probably not watching this because you're too awesome for me. And the last E, there was 3 E's in this. Ridiculous. That's one more E than I have in my actual name. For the last E in my name, I guess, I have gone with Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. Not my favorite of hers, but it was the only other E that I had on my shelf. It's pretty good though, but I like her other books better. Sorry, it's the truth. I don't like to lie. Anyway guys, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, subscribe. I recommend doing this yourself because it will rack your brain trying to spell out your name. I was just like, maybe I should do my full name, and I'm like, I'm gonna be here too long. There's too many E's for one thing. And I looked up. I'm just like, books that start with E. There's like none that I've read, and I'm just like, I have never heard of this in my entire life. Anyway guys, I will see you next time. Please like, subscribe, because that is always nice, and goodbye.